Are you tired of sports cars that cost a fortune to buy and another fortune just to keep running? Tired of opening your wallet every single month for a car that was supposed to make driving feel alive, not make your mechanic rich? Because today I'm going to show you something that is going to completely change the way you think about performance car ownership. 4 sports cars, real performance, rear-wheel drive, naturally aspirated V6 and V8 engines, the kind of car that makes first-time passengers go quiet and look around trying to figure out what they're sitting in. Cars that left dealerships at $33,000, $37,000, even $45,000 brand new. They refuse to break down, not because they're simple economy cars, because the people who engineered them were obsessed with making something that lasted. And that obsession, combined with the fact that the market completely forgot these cars exist, created something rare. A sports car that costs almost nothing to maintain and almost nothing to buy used. Stay until the last car. It has a V8. The company that built it no longer exists, and that is exactly why it costs $12,000 today. And 0 to 60 in 5.1 seconds. That combination should not be possible in the current used market. But here we are. Subscribe to AutoNexus. Let's get into it. I need you to hear me out before your brain moves on, because I know what just happened the moment you read the word Infiniti. The slight pause, the instant assumption, the mental categorization that happened before you heard a single piece of information about what this car actually is. That reaction, that automatic "it's not a BMW," is the exact reason this car costs $8,000 today. Not because the engineering failed, because buyers made a snap judgment based on a badge and moved on without opening the door. And that snap judgment, repeated across thousands of transactions, is the pricing gap you are reading about right now. The Infiniti G37 Coupe 2008. Original MSRP between $36,400 and $43,000. Today between $8,000 and $11,000. Someone absorbed over $28,000 in depreciation so you don't have to. Not because the car failed them, because the badge said Infiniti instead of BMW and buyers looked somewhere else. Let me tell you what's actually under that hood. The VQ37 VHR, 3.7 liters, naturally aspirated, 330 horsepower and 270 pound-feet of torque. No turbos, no superchargers, no forced induction complexity accumulating failure modes with every mile. The same VQ architecture Nissan and Infiniti deployed across the 350Z, the 370Z, and millions of real-world miles before this car existed. Parts at every auto parts store in America. Any Nissan familiar mechanic can service it without specialist tools and without specialist rates. This is the engine that automotive journalists called one of the great naturally aspirated V6 of the modern era. Not because of peak power, because of how it delivered it, linear, responsive, and engineered to last. The moment you press that throttle past 4,000 revolutions per minute, the engine note changes, not louder, sharper. The kind of sound that reminds you why people who could afford new cars chose this one. Here is the number that should end the conversation. RepairPal, $486 per year to maintain a G37. The luxury midsize class average is $739. That is $253 back in your pocket every single year. On a 330 horsepower rear-wheel drive coupe. Reliability rating, 4.0 out of 5.0. Excellent. 8th out of 31 luxury midsize cars. Repairs when they happen are documented as minor. You make more trips to the shop than average. For small things. The interior is where $40,000 becomes tangible at $8,000. Genuine leather, Bose premium audio, heated front seats. A driver-focused cockpit built around one idea. The person behind the wheel is the reason this car exists. 2 doors that close with a weight that tells you exactly what $40,000 bought, even if you didn't pay $40,000 for it. Here is the maintenance reality check before you buy. 1 known recall, passenger airbag may not deploy. Verify it closed on your VIN at nhtsa.gov before you visit. Free. 5 minutes. Non-negotiable. Most common reported problem, harsh downshift from 4th to 3rd gear on the 7-speed automatic. Known issue. Documented solution. If you feel it on the test drive, transmission fluid service and valve body inspection. Negotiating tool, not deal breaker. Second known issue, tapping sound from the driver's side of the engine associated with the VEL variable valve system at startup. Known issue, mature solution, not an engine replacement conversation, independent inspection, $150, non-negotiable. The reason this car costs $8,000 today is a badge. It says Infiniti. The people who figured that out are still driving theirs. But what I'm about to show you next was built by a company that decided one thing. If Lexus was going to compete with BMW, it wasn't going to do it with a comfortable car. It was going to do it with the best sports sedan under $40,000 in the world, and then price it $10,000 below everything it was beating. There is a car from 2006 that the automotive press still brings up, not because it introduced revolutionary technology, but because it walked into a comparison test full of established European sports sedans and refused to lose. When journalists drove it back-to-back against the BMW 3 Series and the Mercedes C-Class, they came back with something they hadn't entirely planned to write. The Lexus was better. The Lexus IS 350 2006 to 2013. Original MSRP between $36,000 and $42,000. Today between $9,000 and $13,000. Someone absorbed over $27,000 in depreciation, so you don't have to. Here is the number that changes the entire conversation. RepairPal, $543 per year. The luxury sport sedan class average is $617. The IS 350 costs $74 less than the class average every single year, on a car that, with proper maintenance, has been documented running past 250,000 to 300,000 miles. Not a lucky example, a pattern. Under the hood, the 2GR-FSE, 3.5 liters, naturally aspirated, 306 horsepower. This is the engine Toyota deployed across multiple Lexus platforms across millions of real-world miles. The same architecture the brand built its entire reliability reputation on. No forced induction, no complexity that accumulates with mileage, an engine that rewards proper oil changes and punishes neglect. Exactly the way a well-engineered machine should behave. The reliability rating, 4.0 out of 5.0. Excellent, 9th out of 31. Probability of a severe repair over 10 years, 15.63%, 13% better than its segment average. When something goes wrong on an IS 350, the data says it is statistically unlikely to be catastrophic. One owner on a Lexus forum documented 10 years and 180,000 miles on their 2006 IS 350. Maintenance, oil changes, tires, one set of brake pads. Their words, still the sharpest car I've ever driven on a back road. Still documented, still available to read. The interior is where $40,000 becomes completely logical at $10,000. Genuine leather. Available Mark Levinson Premium Audio, the same brand that builds reference-level studio equipment. An instrument cluster that communicates immediately that Toyota, when it decided to compete at the top level, did not do it halfway. A driver's seat that positions you exactly where the engineers decided you needed to be to feel what this car is doing underneath you. Here is the maintenance reality check before you buy. The 2GR-FSE uses direct injection. On high mileage examples without documented intake valve cleaning, carbon buildup develops. Rough idle, reduced power. Walnut blasting, $300 to $500. If the service history doesn't show it, use it as a negotiating point. Known issue. Not a deal breaker. Verify oil consumption history on early examples. Some 2GR-FSE units developed consumption between changes. Check the dipstick on the test drive. Ask the seller directly. Independent inspection, $150, non-negotiable. Verify all recalls at nhtsa.gov before you visit. The reason this car costs $10,000 today is the simplest and most wrong answer in the used car market. The badge says Lexus, and the market decided that a Japanese badge, even one attached to an engine Toyota spent a decade perfecting and a chassis tuned specifically to beat the Germans, wasn't worth what a German badge implied. That perception is worth $27,000 of depreciation to you right now. It will not exist forever. But what I'm about to show you next was built with one of the most indestructible engines in automotive history, sold with a badge the market dismissed. And the people who bought it new and maintained it are still driving theirs. One owner drove theirs for 10 years. The complete repair history beyond scheduled service was one battery. I want to start with a number because this one says everything. $419 per year. That is what RepairPal says it costs to maintain an Acura TL. The luxury mid-size class average is $617. That is $198 less every single year. On a car with 286 horsepower and available Brembo front brakes. On a car that, when properly maintained, has been documented running past 400,000 miles. Not 200,000, 400,000, the Acura TL Type S 2007 to 2008, original MSRP approximately $35,000 to $39,000. Today, between $7,000 and $10,000. Someone absorbed over $28,000 in depreciation so you don't have to. And before anything else, the 2007 to 2008 is the target, not the 2009, not the 2012. The 2009 to 2012 TL has documented automatic transmission failure patterns confirmed across multiple reliability sources. The 2007 and 2008 do not share that problem. That distinction is the entire purchase decision, and it is non-negotiable. The engine is the J37 A8. 3.5 liters, naturally aspirated, 286 horsepower. This is a Honda engine, and I mean that as the highest compliment in this conversation. The J-Series V6 is one of the most proven, naturally aspirated architectures in the history of the modern automobile, deployed across multiple Honda and Acura platforms, across millions of real-world miles. Parts everywhere, knowledge everywhere. The Type S added a sport-tuned suspension, larger Brembo front brakes, and a revised transmission. This is not a comfort car wearing a performance badge. This is a car tuned at the chassis level for a driver who wanted to feel what the road was doing, in a cabin that cost $35,000 new and $8,000 used. Reliability rating, 4.0 out of 5.0. Excellent. 6th out of 31 luxury midsize cars. Repairs are documented as low severity. You are unlikely to face the kind of repair that changes the conversation about whether you should still own the car. The interior is where the engineers made their argument. Genuine leather, real aluminum trim. A dual-screen navigation system that communicated in 2007 that Acura had decided to stop being the brand that almost competed with the Germans and start being the brand that replaced them. A driver's seat that holds you without apologizing for it. Here is the maintenance reality check before you buy. 2007 and 2008. That is the window. If someone shows you a 2009 to 2012 TL, the answer is no. The transmission documentation is real and the risk is real. Verify automatic transmission fluid history, frequently deferred service, $150. Transforms shift quality. Independent inspection, $150, non-negotiable. Verify all recalls at nhtsa.gov before you visit. The reason this car costs $8,000 today is a badge. It says Acura, and the market made a judgment about Acura the same way it made a judgment about Buick, based on perception, not on engineering data, not on failure rates, not on what happens when you get inside one and close the door. That outdated perception is worth $28,000 of depreciation to you right now, but what I'm about to show you last is the car nobody saw coming. A brand that no longer exists, an engine the entire American performance community treats like a religious text, and a price so low it should be illegal for what you are actually getting. In 2008, GM killed Pontiac. They pulled the plug on the entire brand, shut it down, and when that happened, the market forgot every car Pontiac had ever built, including this one, a rear-wheel drive V8 performance sedan built in Australia by Holden engineers who had spent a decade making cars survive the Bathurst 1000. Imported to America for one reason, to show that Detroit could still build something that made the Germans uncomfortable. Motor Trend drove it in 2008. They named it their car of the year. Then Pontiac died, and the market stopped paying attention. The Pontiac G8 GT 2008 to 2009. Original MSRP between $30,000 and $34,000. Today between $10,000 and $15,000. Someone absorbed over $20,000 in depreciation so you don't have to. Not because the car failed them, because the brand died, and the market forgot to ask whether the car deserved to go with it. It didn't. Under the hood, the L76 6.0 liters V8, naturally aspirated, 361 horsepower and 385 pound-feet of torque, 0 to 60, 5.1 seconds. In a four-door sedan, For $12,000 used, this is the GMLS architecture, one of the most documented, most serviced, most parts available V8 platforms in automotive history. Tens of thousands of mechanics across America know this engine without a manual in front of them. Parts cost what parts should cost. Labor costs what labor should cost. No turbos, no superchargers, no variable displacement complexity, just displacement, compression, and engineering done correctly the first time. RepairPal annual maintenance cost for the G8, $547 per year. The chassis came from Holden's Performance Division, rear-wheel drive, 6-speed automatic, available limited slip differential, Brembo brakes on higher trims. A suspension geometry developed not for comfort over performance, but because the engineers who built it understood that rear-wheel drive and a V8 don't automatically make a good car. They make the opportunity to build one, and they took it. The interior is where $34,000 becomes tangible at $12,000. Genuine leather, a purposeful cockpit that communicates clearly. This car was built for driving, not for impressing a valet. Rear passengers with real legroom, a trunk that fits what a trunk should fit. Here is the maintenance reality check before you buy. This one requires honesty. RepairPal reliability data for the G8 is limited. Pontiac was discontinued in 2010, and sample sizes are smaller than continuing brands. What we know with certainty is the LSV8 architecture itself. That engine is one of the most reliability documented power plants in the American market. The risk on a G8 is not the engine. The risk is deferred maintenance on a car people may have driven hard and not looked after the way a $30,000 purchase deserved. Verify transmission fluid history. Verify differential fluid history. Verify coolant service. This car is increasingly rare. G8 GTs are not being produced. Supplies fixed and shrinking. Buyers who understand LS engines and rear-wheel drive performance are paying attention. The window where this car sits at $12,000 is closing. Independent inspection, $200. Non-negotiable on this one. Walk away from anything without complete documentation. 4 cars, 4 completely different stories, all 4 ending in exactly the same place. A buyer who found an engineering story the market forgot, and a price that made it impossible to ignore. The Infiniti G37 coupe. For the buyer who wants 330 horsepower, rear-wheel drive, a naturally aspirated engine rated excellent by RepairPal, for $486 a year. And a badge the market decided wasn't serious. The engineering disagrees, the Lexus IS 350. For the buyer who did the research and understood that 4.0 out of 5.0, $543 a year, and a 2GR-FSE documented to 300,000 miles, is what happens when Toyota competes at the highest level and the market doesn't notice. The Acura TL Type S 2007 to 2008, for the buyer who wants a Honda engine in a $35,000 performance chassis for $8,000. $419 a year, ranked 6th out of 31. The car that beats the Germans in the data and loses in the parking lot because the badge doesn't match the assumption. And the Pontiac G8 GT, for the buyer who wants a V8 rear-wheel drive, Australian Engineering Motor Trend Car of the Year for $12,000. On a car the market forgot existed because the brand died. The car didn't. Same requirement for all 4. Verify recalls. Get the inspection. Walk away from anything without complete documentation. No exceptions. Do that, and you drive home in a performance car that cost $40,000 new for $10,000. If this video changed how you see sports car ownership, hit that like button. It costs you nothing, and it tells YouTube to show this to every buyer tired of paying European prices for something a Japanese or American engineer already solved. Subscribe to AutoNexus. Every week, we find the engineering stories the market forgot and the prices that make them impossible to ignore. The best sports car you will ever own might already be sitting on a lot near you, unloved, underpriced, waiting for someone smart enough to recognize exactly what it is. Buy smart, not buy trend. See you next time.